So, what do we have here in Spank Odds? This is the Spank Odds chart. Real time scores. As you can see, that's what's happening right here. Live move, line move direction icons. Those are the things that we talked about in columns display setting. Or I'm pointing at my Spank Odds so you can see it. You can't see that. But anyway, those are the up and down arrows. American and decimal odds we went over. Easy to see previous and opening line. That's those two buttons on top, last and opener. Customizable screen layout. Those are the custom tabs. Customer line change colors and duration. That's when I went from red, blue, black, from red, black, black, red, blue, black, and a duration. Customizer consensus line column. I created a consensus line separate for football and basketball in this demonstration. Customizable chart column. That's something that I didn't go over, but I showed you that there's a video about that we recommend. Notes column. Oh, I didn't go over the notes column. I want to go over that before we end here. So can I get back to that after this, Scotty?
Yeah, that's a real good idea.
Yeah. Customizable line move alerts. That's we went over the line move. Opener alerts, line seeker alerts. That's when we tried to find the 8.5. Limit change alerts. We went over that. Started, final, halftime alerts. Email, Twitter, customer service. Odds from 60 sportsbooks worldwide. Odds history for future games, meaning you can right click and look at the line movement. Right click on any line, you see the line movement for that sportsbook. And a best column showing the best lines. All this stuff is included in the basic. Okay? The only thing with the basic is you're on a 5-minute delay for all the important information. And this is free. So you get everything. Now, here's the hard part. The shitty part about basic is this. Storing user preferences between logins. When you go to Spank Odds, remember under File, it says Store User Prefs. That is not an option. We do not store your user preferences as a basic member. Oh man, Spank, how come? Well, twofold. Number one, we can't. You're not paying us, and now this is a for-profit business. The basic membership is designed to have people use Spank Odds casually. If you want to store preferences, that's now beyond and what we feel is a casual user. That now is a daily user or a frequent user. And if that's the case, and if you're using this a lot, then you know what? We'd ask you to if consider possibly upgrading. Nah, Spank, I ain't giving you shit. I'm not going to pay you nothing. Okay, that's fine too. But we're not going to store your user preferences. Just understand that. That's how it is. No video advertisements. That's another one. Basic members, every hour, you're getting video ads. It's the same 3 video ads that are replaying over and over again. It's randomized. We're going to be adding more video ads. By the time you'll be hearing about Bet Bash and everything, you're going to want to, probably consider putting a gun in your head after looking at this shit so much. This is the idea. We want to help basic members out, but at the same time, as a business, we want to make sure that it's slightly uncomfortable. Now, it's still not unusable because everything is okay. You could set everything up. Everything that I just did, set up all your line alerts, do it once in the morning, and you could use this and you'll be on a 5-minute delay. You could enjoy it. Then you'll have to redo everything else again the next morning. That's fine. If people want to go through that, you could. You'll have a video ad pop up, a couple, 30-second ad every hour. No big deal. You know what I mean? So, again, but we would hope that for those two things, you would upgrade to at least the full membership, which is in a 2-minute delay. And we get to store all these things. So the full membership includes that. And then finally, what does the Pro have? The Pro has phone customer service. I'm going to be calling everybody, which is the intro call with Spanky, every Pro member. I'm going to be calling them and I'm going to be giving them our 800 number. And that 800 number will connect directly to my office. And we'll handle your customer service requests that can't be solved with the bad line report, that can't be solved with Twitter. If you really need to get somebody on the phone, we got you. And again, it's going to be certain hours. This isn't a 24-hour shop, but we're going to do our best to accommodate everybody. Odds history for past games. That whole odds history I just showed you with the Giants game last week, that's only for Pro members. Consolidated injury view, that's under the window injuries to be able to see all the NFL injuries instead of pointing at the game. That's only for Pro members. Surprise special offers, they're a surprise, so I can't really talk about those right now. And then, of course, the biggest thing about pro membership is real time pre-game odds, in-game odds, prop odds. We didn't talk about props also, but we have prop odds. I want to talk about that. And the injury lineup alerts all in real time. These prices will be going up in 6 days by 20%. So this 99 is going to look like 119. This 990 is going to look like 1190. This 499 is going to look like 599, and that 4990 is going to look like 5990, and that'll go up. However, if you're a current member, you will always have this price as long as you don't break your membership. If you break your membership, then unfortunately you'll have to start. If you want to come back to Spank odds, you'll have to pay the current pricing. Let me now. That's anything else with that, Scott, or are we good on that?
That's what I needed. That's what I needed.
Perfect. Okay, now let's stop the share, and then let's now present again. And we got to talk about two more things, and I think we could open it up to one final set of questions. Let's talk about. You see my Spank odds?
It's up.
Perfect. Okay. Let's talk about notes. Now, notes is something that you could put a note in here. Sometimes people might put a note in here like I make the line 11, or you could say my 11 minus 11 plus 11. You could say, and then you would just put a note. That's what you could put whatever line you make it, or you could put another note saying somebody not sure. You could just write whatever you want here. Not sure, or I like dog, Eileen dog, whatever you want to put. That's up to you. And if you put it on one thing, that'll just center, I think. Yeah, Eileen dog. So whatever, that's just a note thing if you want to add something to put your notes in, specialized notes for this. What was the one last thing we were missing, Scotty?
Well, before we go to that, I want to say this. We have a couple of originators here listening right now, and one of the questions they've asked me in the past is they'd like to have a notes to column, if you would consider doing that, so they could put their own numbers in one and still have a notes column to put other notes in. Would you consider that?
Yeah, eventually. Again, if you could always do that because if in the notes column there's two lines. So let's just say I make the line 11. And then when I click when I go the next line, I could just say, man, Johnny, who I talk likes dog, and then that'll get and then I'll
You're exactly right. You could do exactly what you wanted. They were just asking about having an extra notes column.
Yeah, we could eventually we could do that.
Eventually, okay.
Yeah, eventually,
Right.
but not any time.
Not soon. Gotcha.
Yeah, not soon. Okay. All right, and then there was another thing, props. Oh yeah, so props. That's something we forgot to mention. Okay, let's just go to mine. This is NBA, right? Yeah, yeah. See that thing? It gets wiped out when you want to modify it. But anyway, now let's say include props. Now we're working on this again. It's the second day of the season, so bear with us here. So okay. God, there's so many props on this thing. I don't even know why this is what my guys did on this. Let me just see if I can manage it over here. NBA include props. Okay, so Atlanta last to score. I don't know why this is not.
You might want to change it to money line.
That's right, because it's short team. I think it's long team. That's what it was. Well, it should be default view, which should show you everything. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So first to score, last to score. And again, it's not that many shops. We have a couple of shops that have these things hung up. And again, we're working on filling this as the season progresses. Last to score. And then we have, again, points, rebounds, assists, points and rebounds, points and assists, rebounds and assists, points, rebounds, and assists. Let's go to a game that hasn't started yet. What time is it? I think every game went off already, no? No, there's a couple. So there's stuff moving as we speak. DraftKings moving this game right here. DeAndre Ayton points and rebounds. That just moved. So we have all these different things, all the major players for every team, and we're going through all this. And these things, you can compare all these props on the Spank Out screen. Again, we're slowly but surely filling a lot of these columns in, and just bear with us as the season has just got underway. We got to make sure all of our feeds are correct, and we want to make sure the game lines were good before the props were loaded up. And that's it. I think I covered everything. I want to open it up to questions now, and we've gone for 2.5 hours almost, right, Scotty?
Yeah, it looks like over 2.5 hours. No, 2 hours 23 minutes. I don't see any new questions because you've taken so many questions during the presentation.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen. If there's no new questions, hopefully this 2 hour and almost 2.5 hour session kind of explained the power of Spank odds. Again, this is a growing project, and we just put the paywall up just a couple of weeks ago. We're very pleased with our results. We want to thank everybody for supporting us and for giving us your business. We exceeded all expectations. We thought we were going to still operate at a loss. We're not. We're profitable and then some. So thank you for that. And that's still. I'm always motivated, but it motivates the team even more when you're profitable to be able to deliver, and make sure that you guys, we can help you get profitable. Because just like in any business, if you're going to give us a nickel a month for the pro level, we're hoping you make a lot more than a nickel a month by using Spank odds. Give us 5 times a year, we hope you make a lot more than that. So we want to be there. And then for the full members, we still show you some love. $100 a month. Thank you for that. Hopefully, you guys can make a lot more than that using the tool. And I want to thank everybody for the support, and thank you for the feedback. We're working hard on this, and we got a great team. I want to thank Scott, who runs the best customer service known to man. He's answering all your questions. He's always quick, efficient, always fast, and he's there to help whenever you guys have a problem, a question. And he has a direct line to myself and my tech team, and it's it's just it's such a pleasure to have you on board, Scott.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right. Anything else, Scotty? Or are we good?
Looks like there's no. Hang on a second. We just got a question. Give me a second.
Sure.
Oh, somebody would like us. Looks like Tim wants to talk about head fakes and the peak hours of the most movement on games. You have any thoughts on those?
Well, for U.S. sports, um, you know, believe it or not, things start even as early as 8 a.m. Eastern these days, from what I've been told. But it gets crazy. There's always a break in the middle of the day. For soccer, of course, it's different. We're talking 2, 3 a.m. Eastern. It all depends on the sport. I would, obviously at post, there's always going to be a little bit of a flutter in the morning. Historically, it was 11 a.m. Eastern when Grande opened. Grande is no more now, but when Grande increased their limits, that historically was the time in which the moves would matter a lot. What I always do, Timmy, is I would try to coordinate your analysis with limit changes, because most of the top guys that are betting, they want to make sure that they get down. For college football, limits go up at Chris, I believe historically Thursday at 10 or 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and most of the people are not going to bet big until those limits go up. Historically, again, everything could change, but I would look at limit changes, watch, and then see, monitor line movement. You just try to work every hour and see what hours you need to work the next day. But in order to determine it for each sport, see what's happening, you got to put the time in to find out what the right hours are. I don't think any major movement is happening, from say 10:30 p.m. Eastern until 8 a.m. Eastern. I think that's a time in which you could, there's not much going on. But it's all open and fair game, and it all depends on the limits, in my opinion.
That sounds really good to me. I think with that, we should probably end this. We really do appreciate you explaining everything, Spanky. I think the presentation went very, very well.
Thank you all, and I appreciate it, and thanks for going through. There's again, you see them. There's still bugs in the system. We're going to get to them, and thanks for the support. Really appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, and you guys have a good night.